basically don't want to contribute their screen. Emma, do you want?
Don't want.
Why? Today?
I
Afraid that,
don't
right?
know.
All right. Don't be afraid that, okay? You want to learn something, they want to improve that, right? Or you want me to check your drawing back again right here on your submissions. Okay, let me check there. Emma, do you have those videos there?
Have I put in the PowerPoint?
Okay. I think your drawings look improved there, okay? Have improved a lot there, right?
Okay.
Okay, have
Thank you,
improved a
sir.
lot there, right? Huh? Oh, this is the videos there, but still image there, right?
Cannot.
Hmm.
Okay. I will submit
Improve a
now.
little bit there, right? Okay, I can see they improve a little bit there, okay? But have to be do a lot of practice, a bit more further here, okay? Because right now when you draw basically using the reference, maybe you can saw those improvement there, okay? If you draw from imagination, it'll be kind of different, difficult a bit, but you have to continue to develop this kind of styles of drawings, okay? Without go back into your old style of drawings anymore there, okay? And then you improve
Oh,
more further later on from there, okay?
okay.
All right,
Okay. I will submit the video.
okay. Okay, the same goes to you guys, okay? Anyone on the share screen? Anyone, okay? Elvin, Elvin, you want to share screen, Elvin? Share screen, Elvin. How actually you do those kind of drawings?
Okay.
Okay. Just now you go using the brush that I use other brushes. Just now using that brush. Can I use other brush? What kind of brushes that you want to use, Kai? What kind of brushes that you want to use there, Kai? I'm using basically, okay, I have to recall back again to you guys here. Basically, I'm using these three brushes that you works. Okay, one of them basically the Cal Ultimate pencil there, right? Pencil hot. Number two, I'm using Cal Ultimate ink there, right? Inking there, right? Thick and thin there. And the other one that I use for shadows, basically, I'm using soft brushes there, okay? The soft round brushes there, right? Soft round brushes there, right? I'm using soft round pressure, opacity, and flow. So for the shadows there, right? And I'm also using lasso tools there, right? But zero feather there, right? 0% of feather there. Okay. Lasso tools there, right? 0% of feathers there. That's how actually it goes there, right? Okay, thank you, Amber. Okay. For the shadow brush, I cannot find in my, okay. Oh, that shadow brush, basically, the soft brushes there, okay? Basically, it's a standard brushes there. It's a standard brushes there, right? This one there, right? The general brushes there. For the shadow brush. It's basically a standard kind of general brushes there. But don't use these general brushes to draw or to design the strokes there first, right? Okay. What do you mean there? IDH, what do you mean? Don't have, you don't have. I have. Oh, I don't have. How come you don't have that, right? Okay, this is the general brushes there, okay? Tai, can you actually share your screen so we can see more further, okay, what you have there?
Can we,
Okay. What type of brushes that you have? Sometimes I'm using the texture brushes there to work.
so can you see my screen?
Yes, I can see that.
I don't know why don't have the others brush also.
You have there, right? Okay,
Yeah,
those
but
are
don't have.
general brushes there. And this is the one, lah.
Oh, this one.
How come
And
you
the
don't have the right?
few, that one, I only
Yeah.
got this one. Oh.
Cow Ultimate Ink, those are the Cow Ultimate Ink basically from the wet brushes folder. This one you have that one that you get on top of it,
This
just
one.
on top of it, okay? Yeah, this one.
Then the shadow is.
Soft round pressure brushes is not that you have there, okay? You guys can use any brush, any soft brushes that you want, okay?
Oh, okay,
Okay.
okay.
But when you use these soft brushes, make sure basically you basically going to adjust the opacity, the flows, not opacity, flows, okay? Sometime when I use the flows for these brushes there, right? Basically adjust from 80%. If I'm using 80% flows there, okay, they become like this, okay? But if I use, depending on the brushes at the same time, right, okay? If I use 4, 11, 9, okay, I can actually adjust a bit more. I can actually control a bit more on the shadows there. Normally, right, okay, if I use this kind of shadows, for example, this kind of brushes there, okay, I'm using the ellipse tools right here, there, okay. If I use this kind of brushes, let's just say I want to paint this subject matters here, there, right? Okay. For example, I want to paint this one there, right? So I want to paint into a form of those sphere there, right? Okay. If the light came from this side, so the shadow should be fall off right here, right? See? Can you see here? So if I can actually control the pressures really well using the flows, so the highlight came over here, right? The shadow should be fall off over here, but there is a reflection light that actually paint. I didn't actually focus on this part there, okay? I didn't paint enough. So what I can do, I can press a bit more further from here. Okay, basically I'm using the same kind of directions of shadows from these faces into this sphere there, okay? Adjust the size a little bit to focus on some of the areas that I want to paint there. Right? You see that, right? You can see the directions of the flows. of the shadow that I paint from here. The highlights, you see, highlights a bit. Okay. And I'm going to put a bit more highlights over here. And you see, so those kind of sphere become a three-dimensional kind of sphere there, right? This is how actually we practice our flows when I create those shadows there. One of the methods that I actually apply there, right? Okay, to work on it. So try to develop from there. Anyone want to share screen? Kai, you want to share screen there, okay? Or Alvin? Seems too long, basically. It will not, basically, right? Then respond, okay, to my request over here. Too long. You share screens. Right. Guys, can you open up your webcam for a while there, okay? I want to see you guys, okay? Appearance from here, and then we can actually close them back. Okay, it's okay there, okay? All right. Okay. Okay, work with your drawings here, okay? If anyone want to share screen, okay, I would happy to see that, okay, how actually you guys work from there. All right. So open up your webcam for a while there, okay? Except Kai is at 18, okay? Anyone is sitting there. Right. Then we can see, okay, how actually you guys works from there later on there, right? Okay. So I see you guys over here. All right. Thank you very much there. I did share my screen there, right? Okay, resume back again. Okay. All right, thank you guys, okay, for open up your webcam over here. You see that Polong over there. Polong, you want to share screen?
No.
Okay. Huh? Why don't you share screen, okay? Then you can see that, okay? Who's it, Jing Cheng? Your handsome face there, okay? You can share your screen there, okay, to see how far you work with your drawings over here. Okay, guys, work on that. Okay, I will continue basically doing this kind of illustrations over here because I know basically this kind of drawing is a bit kind of difficult there, right? So if I want to use basically this pencil heart and what we call that. Okay. Kind of tools. I'm using around 7 size there. Okay, take a look here there, guys. Okay, if I want to use this kind of flows there towards there, I try to render basically the hairline over here. You see that, right? I have to render the hairline there, okay? Slowly render the hairline there, right? You guys can actually change the flow if you want to, experiment them if you want to, okay? Change the flows a little bit, right? But don't press too much when you draw them. See? This is not hesitations there, guys, but this is basically how actually I move my hands to draw the flows. See? Draw the flows there, right, of the hair. See? I try to draw the flows of the hair here. I know basically, okay, in Photoshop, there is mixed brushes that you guys can download later on, okay, to draw the hairline. But I don't want you guys to, what we call that, get caught with that kind of ideas there, okay, to use this kind of what we call that, plug-in kind of brushes there to draw the hair. I want you guys to practice your hands there first to move the flows there. And later on, when you actually have understand how to control basically your line really well, right? Okay, you guys can use that kind of plug in later on, okay? But our main objective right here, we want to practice our drawing skills, our illustration skills there, okay, to work with this kind of exercise over here. We don't want basically, okay, just to relying too much on that kind of plug-in, and later on you cannot actually develop back again your kind of skills there, okay, because you're relying too much on those kind of plug-in there, okay, all the times. Okay, see. And of course, okay, this exercise basically really need more kind of attentions there to every single details there. Okay, some people actually ask me, okay, whether he can actually draw what we call that based on their own characters there, okay. But if you check look further later on, your skills there, okay, can you provide the right kind of skills to develop your own characters right now? If you can't, basically there, okay, just use the reference that we have and practice your drawings at the same times right now to develop your skills here. Okay, don't be too rushed, okay, to develop your kind of characters, okay, but you don't develop your skills of drawings here right now. Okay, because most of the students that I saw there, okay, most of it, okay, not all of them, when they want to design the characters, okay, they always have that kind of ideas to trace or to draw from other people's kind of design works. They don't have any kind of originalities anymore there, okay. So that's why I really not encourage students basically just to draw any random characters without any reference. That first reference doesn't mean you trace the right. Reference means you get some sort of you get basically some sort of inspirations there. Okay, inspirations there from there. Okay, but not tracing them and become your own design there, right? Right. Let's just say that you like Naruto, for example, there, right? Okay, you like Naruto there, okay, but when you draw them, you want to design new characters there from samurai, for example, there, right? Then become your version of Naruto there, okay? We don't want that, right? Okay, Naruto came from what? Ninja, samurai, for example, okay? So you design your character that based on that kind of ninja kind of subject matters there, and you create your own kind of ninja kind of design, or you create your own samurai kind of design that mixed up all together there, right? Okay, with your local kind of versions there. Okay, right now, okay, what we're trying to do here, okay, we improve back again our drawing skills, okay, using the tools that we have here there, okay. That's why I always keep on asking you guys also at the same times whether your kind of tools, whether your kind of what we call that tablets were working right or not. Okay, now we're using those ink brush drawing, ink brush kind of tools. Okay, to add a little bit kind of details on the hairline. See, slowly draw them, okay. Not hesitate those drawings there, but the way that I move my hands right now, we're according to the strokes that I want to use there, okay, to work on that. So I draw basically the highlight a little bit there, guys. See, I draw the highlight a bit there, right? Using white colors there to draw those highlights there. See? There. So some highlights, okay, from this part there, okay, from this shoulder kind of part there, right? So I can even actually draw using gray tone a little bit, draw some of the details over here. This is also can be applied on imaginations, guys. Like I said, right? Imagination doesn't have to be draw a bizarre kind of complex character there. From this reference that you have, you guys can use your imaginations to improve back again, okay, on the hairstyles of drawings there, right? It can be. Right, don't have to go back to go through all these complex kind of ideas of designing characters at the moments there. Just to get close on this kind of drawing steps, okay. And if you draw a lot from here, okay, you practice every single stroke that you produce here, you will get basically the results that you want, okay, from your drawings. Okay, all the perfection that you have in mind, you will achieve that shortly, patiently there, okay, from this particular kind of exercise there. Right? Because I have to treat you guys a bit kind of different than the graphic students there, because multimedia, okay, illustration is a part of the core, but at the same time, you don't have that kind of precious time basically to study the whole concept of anatomy there. But you need to know, understand about how to use the tools. At the same time, how basically you can actually engage the understanding of anatomies, and also the right way to draw to develop your skills there. So there's a lot of things basically we have to catch it up, okay? But I have to cut short a little bit, but focus on the important kind of roles there at the moments. If you look closely there, okay, from these drawings, there's a ears over here there, okay? How actually I draw them? Okay, there's a different way as I can approach that, okay? I can actually use what we call that erasers. Try that first, right? Okay, erasers there to draw basically to erase these drawings over here. Much there, right? Change the size a bit. Okay, this is basically the ears there, right? That I saw from this part there, right? So the shadows line, that's a little bit there, right? Okay, these are going to be the ears part there, right? I'm using erasers basically to draw them. And then what I can do using brush back again, then I'm going to add a little bit kind of details. Not too much there, right? Okay. Then I can use basically some highlights there from there to define those ears there, right? Then I start to draw them back again. Those detailing. That's how it looks. Okay. Move a bit farther again. Is it far? No. I think it's look fine here. So we draw back again there. Shadows line over here, right? Okay. Maybe right, okay, later on I can actually use lasso tools. Okay, this part basically, right? Okay, because the hair basically is not that pure dark there, right? Okay. So what I can do, I will improvise a little bit of shapes from here. See the way I draw those structures of hair there, right? Using basically those hair kind of flows there to draw the shapes of the hair right here. See that? So we need to design how many? We have 6 drawings there, right? There's 6 pictures there, right? So draw the whole 6 lah, right? Still same with the brief that we actually sent it over to you guys there. For last week brief, the same there, guys, okay? The only treatment that we have right now, they changed the treatments were basically on the quality of drawings there that we do. Last week, we studied basically the basic structures. So we need, sorry, can you actually design cute characters there using the reference that we have? You have to show me those results there first, Amber. Right? If those design that doesn't look fine, make sure you improve your drawing skills there. I want you guys to develop those cute characters, but I think some of you guys were not prepared there, okay? But please, basically, right, okay, because at this stage, basically, I try to develop it more further on your skills using basically reference that first. Because normally when we actually ask you guys to draw those cute characters, okay, all these simple characters there, okay, they become a bit more worse because you don't understand the proportions really well. That's why I try to avoid you guys to draw these cute characters, okay, for a while there, okay. But you can try them. Suggest me first, okay, to share, okay. You want to share some of the characters there, Amber, that you have in mind? Do you have?
I
Amber?
don't have.
You
I
don't
don't
have?
have.
Yeah. But can you try to draw them for us at the moment, just to show some rough ideas there? What kind of cute character that you want to draw there, okay? Because to learn about techniques also important right here. Because your techniques doesn't work fine yet there, okay? So not to forget those characters are the key characters, but try to improve more further on your understanding here first. So soft line over here, see how actually I soft the line there, right? Okay? Soft the shadows there first. Before I'm going to design and draw the whole thing there back again. To control the pressures really important at the same time there, right? Okay? Okay, you want to draw based on this reference over here. For example, there, okay? I give you guys a lot of options. Doesn't mean that you will have to get confused on that, guys. Okay, please. All right. You draw the basic structures there first. You draw those kind of shapes right here. All right. For example, like this one there, right? So if I want to design a cute characters based on this one there, okay. Okay, now what I can do, all right, the nose shapes over here, the eyes. I don't know whether this is going to be cute or not there, right? There. Okay. And then I'm going to design basically those hair strokes. Okay, like a princess, for example, there, right? Based on the reference here. See? And then how actually I'm going to improvise from here there, right? So I'm going to use my ink brushes. Okay. So what I'm going to do, okay, let's say I'm going to draw a simple characters like here. Using the strokes there, right? There. The problem is right now, right? Okay, understanding how actually going to work with your drawings. It's a little bit more like an elf kind of, what we call it, characters over here. So let's just say I'm going to design, okay, there's antennas over here. You want to design like this, okay? You have to make sure that you have that kind of skills to develop this kind of illustrations works. I don't want to emphasize on that because I don't want to get confused with all this kind of skills that you have to develop there first. A lot of people always thought that they can actually draw something like this. But when they actually produce this kind of drawings, that's far beyond it. Can you see, okay? The proportion that I try to draw right here is a bit kind of off a little bit. But when I actually redraw back again, I try to get the proportions right. Ask yourself back again, can you draw like this? And if you come here, okay, improve your skill first like here. Because a lot of people who can draw realistically there, okay, then you develop your skill and understanding how to draw the proper kind of proportions in time there, okay, you can draw cartoons anytime that you want. Okay, but a lot of people's there, they don't actually knowing the reality of their skills there. They thought basically they can draw like anime manga styles, but the level of understanding of proportions were not there yet. You have to make sure that you be patient, right? Okay, draw one step at a time there. But the problem is you need to have your realities checks right now. Can you draw like that? Just like that I saw that I showed just now there, right? Can you draw as good that you can from there? I'm not saying that you're not good there, guys. Okay, you can try them. That's what I said to Amber just now. Okay, can you show me some of the samples there? Because a lot of things that you have in mind doesn't mean will fit with your skill at the moments there. But you have to try first. That's why you have to practice a lot, okay, to make sure that you can understand how it works there. Okay, you have to be real. Check your reality. I'm actually right now trying to check my reality with you guys there. I did show you guys how it works, but can you actually apply the same thing? Ask you guys back again, but don't think lah. Try that first. Redraw them back using the reference that we have. Okay. If you feel that you can do better than that, show the results, okay, and you can share with me. It's okay there, right? Okay. But I will give you guys some comment from there. Yeah, Alvin.
Can I share my results?
Yeah, can, of course, there. Okay, I always welcome you there. Okay. Share that, right? Can you zoom in a little bit, Alvin? Because the line work is very. All right, so far, okay, so good, okay, on the line works there. Maybe a little bit kind of have to improve a little bit more further on the stroke itself. But maybe this is basically only a rough kind of line there, right? Can you zoom in a little bit there, Alvin? The faces, I think a little bit more improved lah, right? Add a little bit kind of detailing there, right, okay, on the line works there, on the drawing itself there, right? If you saw actually how I actually draw just now, this is basically combination between your contour line drawings and the sketch line there, Alvin, right? When I saw this kind of drawings, I always look into some of the Japanese illustrators there. The line works a little bit more closest to this Japanese and what we call it, okay, the names of this, not Koji Morimoto's there. I can't remember the names, okay. So the line works is not that quite. It's not that bad there, okay. But you have to refine them back, okay, according to what I've showed just now, okay. When I actually draw, okay, this is basically your rough kind of line, and add another layers, all right, and refine that back those kind of line, okay. And when you draw the hairline at the same time, there, right, that we have the reference over here. Okay, refine the hairlines. Take a look at how actually I draw the shapes of the eyes, the nose itself. When you saw when you draw those nose there, Alvin, where is it? The whole characters look a bit more like a Chinese person than the African American guy there. See, that's how actually you can get accurate kind of shapes there. Okay, when you understand the shape itself, the nose, the lips. Okay. The face become more like an uncle than the young person that we actually supposed to draw right here, right? The lips itself. Try to get some accurate, but not perfect. Okay? Don't set yourself, I want to draw perfect, but try to get some accurate kind of line work, proportions, strokes for the reference there. So far, the drawing's not that bad, Alvin. Okay? Try to draw them back, Alvin. Share your screen over here. Okay? Don't delete this one. This one, keep that one, okay? Add new layers. Try to refine based on these drawings over here. Okay? I want to see how it works. Can you see the nose strokes, the lips, the eyes? Try to redraw back again. Okay, close the drawing 2. Drawing 2 there, right? The layer 2 there, okay? Drawing 2. And then open up the pictures, the reference. Draw back again. Look closely how to draw the nose, the eyes, the lips. Right, zoom in a little bit, zoom in a little bit there, right? Then you can get more closer there. All right. Draw back again carefully, okay? Draw back again carefully, okay? Slowly draw them back. Sculpt those kind of structures there. And control the pressure at the same time. So can we design more cute and no? Oh, there's just one just now, right? Okay, Amber, try that first, Amber. Okay, don't let basically my kind of suggestions ruin your kind of ideas from there, but you have to try first there, right? Okay. Are you sure the eyes look like that, Alvin? The way that we draw the eyes, okay? I actually show you guys a lot how I actually draw the eyes. Okay, start with. Are you sure the line works over there? Right. Work carefully, right? Okay, with those kind of line, the shape itself.
Sir, excuse me for this thing.
Huh? Yes. Who is
Can
it?
I just draw another hairstyle? Cause wait a minute.
Who is it? Ming Hao.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cause I want to try another hairstyle for the man. Same.
You can try. That's how actually you can use your imaginations that works on that. All right.
Because I already draw already, so I.
You can share that right just now, later on. Alvin, this is how actually you draw them. Just like a contour line drawings there. Just now you draw a contour line, right? Now you draw the sketch line drawing there, Alvin. Minghao, can you share later on, all right? After Alvin there, okay? After we fix Alvin kind of drawings there. This is also a good kind of line drawing there, Alvin. This is a sketch line drawing there, okay? Just now when you saw actually how I draw the hairline strokes there, okay? Can you look carefully how actually I move my hands on my cursor from there? Okay, you just like tracing, just not, okay, Alvin. Okay, let me resume back again my presentations. And you just like afraid to hold your pen there, okay, when you draw them. Okay, take a look there, Alvin. Okay, just now you draw, okay, you draw the contour line like this. Okay lah, right. So after that, add in layers, try to draw the sketch line there, right? See? Not etching there, right? Not basically hesitate, okay, but draw the strokes carefully over here. See? You see that, right? The drawing strokes over here. And I change basically the strokes according to the patterns of those, what we call that, shapes that I saw from my reference there. See how actually I draw them? How actually I draw the eyebrows over here there. Eyes. How actually I start to draw the eyes there, right? Can you see that, Alvin, there, right?
Yes, sir.
How it works here. So watch back again how actually I draw them there. See how actually draw the nose there, okay? I did show you guys just now, before this, how actually draw the nose, the structures there. Now, when you have understand them, draw carefully, like the shapes itself. See? Why you have to afraid to move your hands over here? Draw the etching lines over here, combine them, etching line. The lips itself there, right? Look carefully to your reference that you work. See? Everything that you want to draw is in front of you right now. So if you don't use basically those kind of advantage, okay, then I draw the etchings, right? Different etchings line there, right? Different etching line there, guys. Different etching line there to work with the shadows there. Before I'm going to add some shadows line using the soft brushes there, right? So I mixed up those kind of strokes there, right? Okay. Let's just say just now, right? Ming Hao say he want to draw different kind of hairstyles, okay? Try to get some reference first, and then you don't just imagine them, okay? Let's just say I want to draw a different kind of hairstyle, but not too much. Maybe I'm going to draw a bit kind of hairstyles look like this a bit. I'm wondering why actually, right, the brush strokes that I actually have those different kind of strokes. Oh, because of this one. Okay, the layers there. See, even though I changed the hairstyle there, guys, but I'm still basically using the flows of the strokes from the hairline. Okay, but a little bit difficult because we can actually write captured basically the shadows line there, okay, and the shadings or the highlight, because at this stage the highlight came over here there, okay, so some of the light will came from this hairline there over here. It's a bit kind of hard to imagine lah, for the beginners like you guys sometimes, right? But you can try them if you want to. See, I didn't draw basically every single hairline, but I tried to capture the shapes of the flows of the hair. See, so learn to develop those imaginations, like I said just now. Sometimes it doesn't have to be too complicated there, okay? You can draw those cartoon cute characters if you want to, but to practice your imaginations, it came from the very small kind of steps sometimes. So maybe I have to draw basically some, what we call that, some, what we call that, sideburns over there. Maybe I can actually draw a bit kind of like, this guy has a beard there, right? A little bit, right? Short, kind of stable kind of beard there. See? Right. Small kind of changes, we make a lot of difference on your drawings there. See? Different kind of strokes there, right? It doesn't have to be, everything has to be bizarre kind of styles there. Don't try to escape your kind of development there. Sometimes, okay, this is only my kind of assumption, okay? Some people escape to draw this kind of methods because they want to draw cute cartoon. They thought that they can escape there, right, from the realities to develop their skills there. By right, they make it, those kind of drawing become more worse. The submissions become more worse. Why? Because you don't get anything from your kind of improvement from your developments there. Your kind of submissions of your kind of illustrations, like your kind of projects, right, okay, that you actually try to develop there, okay, you don't get benefit from any of that kind of developments there. Why? You don't develop your skills, your drawing still looks sucks there, right, okay? At the same times, your imaginations were not that kind of levels that you can actually improve your kind of skills here. Can you see that, okay? Simple kind of drawings, strokes, and I actually try to etching a little bit more there, okay? Can make a difference with this kind of illustrations here. Okay. Different kind of drawing skill set, right? That I can actually improve more on my kind of understanding from here. I don't have to make a lot of changes there, guys. But small changes that I did make a lot of difference from my presentations. That's basically the value that we're going to create over here. Sometimes it doesn't have to be too hard to get you work on that. But work smart and gain those benefits from that kind of particular projects that you want to produce. One step at a time, okay? All right, Junlong? All right, 2 semesters with me, okay? Hopefully you can gain more and more further on your understanding from there. It doesn't have to be too complicated there, okay? If I ask you guys to draw your different characters there, okay, sometimes going to be more harder for you to develop the ideas inside there, right? It's really hard for you to develop those ideas inside there. It's not that easy there, guys, to imagine those characters there, right? Okay? It takes a multiple hours, okay, 1,000 hours, okay, to develop those kind of skills there. Right now, your kind of hand skills that you have to develop a bit more further first before you're going to develop those imaginative kind of skills there. But you can apply those imagination kind of drawings one step at a time there, okay? For example, that I actually do just now, okay? I draw those kind of hair in a different kind of way. Of course, those are imaginations kind of drawings. Right, those are imaginative kind of drawings that you try to apply different kind of approach from the hairstyles that if you want to. It's okay, you can there, okay? let's just say I want to design a little bit more like he's wearing basically earpiece there, okay? Or maybe he has a scar, a scratch kind of line over here. It can be small kind of things that you can make that develop a lot of changes from there. It can become imaginations drawings there, guys. But when I create this kind of scar, right, I control my hands there to draw there, right? Simple as that. Sometimes, yeah, of course, lah. You want to draw those horns, for example, there, okay? Like a Hellboy kind of shapes, there, right? You can, there, right? There, right? But of course, okay, when you draw them, make sure you find basically those right kind of proportions there from here. See? It can be there, right? The small kind of things that make some a lot of huge changes on your drawings is more better than you draw some of the new things. You try to explore some sort of new things that you're not actually understanding much on that, right? You're not actually really understand how actually you're going to work from that. Make a small changes, then you can make a lot of difference from there. From here, we control your line works there first, Alvin here. See different kind of line works that I actually try to draw right here. See? Take a look, guys. Okay, you can take a look at okay, Alvin there, okay? I draw the shapes of shadows from here and draw the etching lines over here. Sometimes I improvise a little bit on the proportions, but not too much from here, right? So right now, based on those references that I have, the women characters, just not that I draw, okay, I'm using a very standard kind of line works there. And shadings a little bit there, okay? Right now, right here there, okay? When I draw these subject matters over here, I'm changing basically my strokes there, right? You see there, okay? I'm changing my strokes over here. There. I'm changing my strokes to develop those kind of different kind of drawing techniques there, right? It can be. It is one basically, okay? I'm using a certain, like a comic kind of rendering styles there, right? For this, what we call that, for this design there. If I want to add a little bit kind of like, there is, he's wearing basically, what we call that, a hand grip, kind of what we call that, accessories over here. We can use them there, right? You can actually apply there, right? Okay, those are basically some of the small imaginative kind of what we call that, things that you actually apply from your kind of illustrations over here. But not too much there, then you can add some shadows later on there, right? Look like tracing, but it's not tracing, is there, guys. We draw on top of it to practice basically our drawing skills. See, Alvin, how actually I construct the lines really sharp there, right? Okay, and draw the structures of those shadows. Works on that. Not a major kind of changes that I did right now there, guys, but small changes that I did make a lot of difference from my presentations. See? Make a lot of changes on my presentations there, guys. Based on the reference there, this is basically the skills that we developed, okay, on the stroke itself that we want to draw, okay, according to the difference, okay, different samples that I did, okay, I show different kind of tools that you work. From here also, you guys can actually write. Let's just say I want to apply some shadows line using the lasso tools there, right? So one of the methods that I actually can use using the lasso styles there, right? You take a look here, guys, okay? It's not a magic things, but something that you guys can learn also from here. Oops, okay, shadows line over here. Basically, there is shadows that are going to be pulled off over here, there, right? So, but I'm using a vector-based styles there, flat graphic kind of styles there, for this shadows kind of line there, right? Yeah, I want you guys to see the different kind of methods that we can actually apply a base on this styles there, right? Okay, I want to see the difference there. I want you guys to see the difference there. So I'm using basically brush tools, soft brushes over here. All right, just the flows there first, around 10%, there, right? 11, there, right? Okay, and then the shadows lines, okay, close. All right, close those pictures there first. I'm not using reference there. So soft kind of brushes there, right? Use soft brushes. Okay, this part will be a little bit more darker than the front part there, right? You guys can see the difference over here. Take a look closely. Okay, change the size a little bit. This part basically a bit more darker there, okay, but not too dark there, right? If I close this one, Control D, you see the shadows line there, right, that I produced there. Using lasso kind of methods there, right? So this is also another part of illustration style that general kind of illustration style that you guys can actually develop that. Not using AI, but using Photoshop there, right? But using soft kind of shapes there, okay? Don't press too much when you actually want to paint the flows of the shadows here. You can do a lot of layering kind of shadows, but not adjust the layers too much there, right? To work with this kind of methods there. Other than you can actually paint all over back again right here, especially this part right here, to show basically some different kind of depths, okay, on the shadows itself, right? You can paint over there, right? Okay? You can paint over there, right? Some of the areas over here, the eyes itself, there, right? Shadows a little bit right here, some shadows a bit right here. But it shows basically the form of it there, okay? It's part of it kind of darker than this, the front part there, right? Because the light came over here, okay? It has to be this way, okay? There's a little bit kind of like a skin that we saw from this part, okay? So what I can do from here, I can add some highlights if I want to, using those ultimate, what we call that, ink brushes. Hit the strokes over here. I draw those highlights over here. A bit there, right? Not too much there, right? It's highlights over here. For the eyes, make the eyes a bit more, what we call that, look a bit like a bit kind of like alive there, right? Okay. I can actually develop a bit kind of line over here, line works over here, the highlights over there. Mix them up all over again, guys. So brush, okay, this is going to be not pure light, okay. We can actually use some shadows, or what we call that a general kind of shadows on there before you add a bit kind of details if you want to, but I accidentally paint on top of these strokes there, right? Okay. Too much of dark tone there. That's basically back again the flows and change there. Okay. And adjust a bit there. So a lot of things that we can apply there, guys, okay, to develop the kind of skills there. So the thing is right now, we're basically worth it for you to draw those cartoon characters there first, before you can draw the real kind of humans here in the right way. So ask yourself back again, is it worth it there? Can you make some money from there? That's all the things that also, okay? Money means, okay, can you actually make some profit from your kind of drawings over here? Yes. If you can't, right, okay, learn in a smart way to draw, okay, and learn properly there first before you're going to add those kind of what we call that values, okay, on different kind of styles of characters there. Because you have basically another 2 semesters to design the characters and add some colors a bit, okay, on those illustrations. Illustration exercise, illustration kind of subjects and animation subjects there, right? Animation subject also you need to learn to design the characters there. So learn properly there first. To engage with your kind of understanding on your skills before you go into design all these kind of imaginations kind of characters. Okay.
So can I share my
Yeah,
screen?
can, right? Can, Amber. Where is it, Amber?
Can you see?
Yes, I can see your screen. All right, improve your drawing skill there, Amber, there, right? It's not right at this stage over here. The line work for the proportion is for the strokes is okay, it's good. Okay, the sketch line can be improved, but now the detailing there. We're talking about the detailing there, right, Amber? Okay.
Okay.
Okay, look
So-
properly. Look properly on the faces, structures of the face. All right. Try to get a very clean kind of line there, okay? On the
okay.
faces in every single shapes that you want to draw right here. You want to draw these women using wearing a dress there, right? Okay.
Yes.
They're right, but it doesn't
Yes.
look fine there, okay? My kind of suggestions to Amber are, okay, why don't you draw exactly as a reference there first? Don't try to modify that yet, okay? Because you have to improve your drawing skill from here, okay? Even though you did quite okay for the exercise that you did last week, it doesn't mean that you can do a lot of improvement from here if you want to apply your imagination drawings there. I'm saying that you still not ready to imagine those drawings there yet. You need to improve your drawing skill there first according to the reference here. Draw from the reference exactly what you see first there, Amber.
Okay.
Right. You're not ready enough to imagine it yet. Okay. I'm not actually accusing you, but I see your kind of potential or level of skills. We're not there yet, Amber. So any one of you guys who cannot imagine well, don't try to be smart from there, okay? Try to smart to draw or draw back again according to the reference and try to get the right kind of strokes. Just like that I showed just now there, right? Right now, try to apply them back. I didn't actually do a lot of changes from there, okay? But I try to apply small changes, but make a lot of difference with my drawings there. Not big difference there. what Amber actually did right now, basically, right, okay, her drawing skills were not that kind of level that we can actually imagine that first. So she need, and some of you guys, like Alvin also, right, okay, and some of you guys, okay, that I actually haven't mentioned, but I see those drawings there, need to improve more on your drawing stroke reference, guys. Be patient there. Okay, use the reference that we have here to develop our skills there first. Okay, skills of drawing there first. Then imaginations can be improved a bit more further. Don't be afraid. Okay, now right now, if you cannot imagine well, don't worry there. The times are going to be past you guys. Okay, to develop those kind of skills of imaginations later on. Right? Okay. So, Bing Hao, you want to share your screen?
Yep, sure.
Okay. Get your screen there.
Okay.
Mm.
Basically, I just draw until halfway.
Okay. Looks okay there, right? Okay. Look good there, right? The strokes. Okay, guys, okay, if you saw how actually Ming Hao actually have done, okay, he did the same thing as I actually have told there. Right? So do a small changes of your illustrations to make a difference, okay? As long as you improve your skills there, your drawing skill that we want to talk about right now, okay? So that's basically, you have to be more realistic on your kind of developments there, all right? More realistic there, okay? You have to understand, okay, remember that, okay, Ming Hao?
Yep.
The proportion between the shoulder and the arm, okay, and the belt, okay, the size, okay, have to
Oh, yeah.
adjust a little bit from there, all right? You don't want to make that there's a two different kind of shape from there that actually break down the muscles there, right? So check back again when you draw them. So far the drawings is okay there, okay, it's good there, okay, Ming Hao. You have that kind of skills of drawings. You guys can take a look at how actually Ming Hao developed that one. Ming Hao, can you actually demonstrate to us basically how actually draw them? So hopefully your friend can learn also from you. Maybe they cannot learn from me, okay? They can learn from you, the guys, okay? From your friends, okay, how actually they would the works there. Demonstrate that, right, Ming Hao?
Right.
Okay, thank you. Okay, take a look at guys, how actually Ming Hao actually developed that kind of drawings here. Okay, how actually he draw and move his kind of cursor, okay, to develop the strokes. Now, can you actually close your microphone?
And microphone.
All right, thank you. Shoulders and the arm there, okay, and the bicep arm there, okay. Please adjust the stroke there of what we call that, Ming Hao, because it's look a bit kind of off the proportions there. On top of it there, this side there, right? Okay, good. Take look back again, okay. Yes, all right. So guys, okay, make some awareness when you draw all these kind of parts there, okay. Don't just simply draw them because we're not tracing them, okay, but we learn back again how to draw the anatomies at the same times by using the reference and the layers of this Photoshop, okay. All right, look carefully there, okay, how actually Ming Hao actually developed a kind of understanding from here. Right, if you cannot imagine some of the cufflinks, some of the bangles or whatever that you want to draw, don't draw them right first, okay? Try to imagine one of the simplest thing that you can actually imagine to draw them there, okay? All right, look carefully, okay, how to draw the thumb there, right, okay? Meanwhile, the thumb itself there, right? It's quite tricky to draw those thumb, okay, from that positions there. So guys, okay, one of the small things but major kind of changes that you have to make, okay, from this assignments and exercise there, right, guys, is your drawing strokes there. All right, Amber, Alvin, Junlong, okay, and the rest of you guys, okay, please be concerned on that, right, okay, to develop your drawing stroke first, right, okay. So each one of you guys need to develop a right kind of way of workings to develop the confidence on your drawings there, okay, to make sure that you can actually, you have a few number kind of options and samples that you work from, sorry, Derek, from Ming-Wai kind of drawing skills. And of course, okay, from what I actually produce, okay, on my demonstrations over here, you guys can choose that. Okay, draw slowly. A lot of people have this kind of difficulties to change their drawing because they want to draw fast, but the skills to control your line were not there yet. And when they draw too slow, they worry too much there, just like Alvin just showed just now there, okay? So one of the best way for you guys to work there, okay, go back into those contour line drawings exercise, continuous line drawings to develop that skills there first. And then when you get that kind of confidence, then you develop slowly but efficiently your drawing skills back again. I'm not saying basically it's quite easy for you to imagine some of the drawings, some of the character design there, guys. It's not that easy there, guys, okay, to work on that. It came with a highly imaginative kind of understanding there. That's why when I actually look most of your drawings that you actually produced last week, okay, I'm saying basically you're not ready enough to design a character design here. Even though I can actually show you guys some of it works there, okay, but go back into reality back again, draw based on the reference there first. All right, okay? You will have your chances to design your kind of character design when it comes your third kind of projects there, right? So improve more in drawing skills, right? Because I really want to develop basically, right, your kind of foundation skills here. Back again there, okay? One of the things that I really recommend you guys, if you can draw more better than Ming Hao, for examples there, okay? They will be more better than you try to draw the imaginations kind of drawings, okay? Or different kind of character design there, okay? Because it's really hard to develop a kind of imaginative kind of understanding from there. Even though right now, basically the belt also doesn't look right, okay? But he tried hard enough to work on that. So, okay, it's okay there, right? Huh? All right. So improve one step at a time when it comes to develop our skills. Don't too rush and don't try to draw too fast until you lose basically your control on the stroke at the same time there, right? Basically, if you want to draw some imaginations kind of drawings that based on the reference, you need to have a lot of samples there. Okay, before you're going to design your own kind of drawings or your kind of what we call that imaginative kind of object or whatever that you want to draw, right? Even though a belt, a costume there, right? Okay, you need to have multiple kind of reference before you're going to draw your own design, because this is all about the level of design that we talk about right now. It's different kind of things there, okay? So not everyone can actually design it well if they don't have enough kind of knowledge and understanding there, how to imagine really well there, right? That's why the most important thing is work with your actual reference. I think your reference that you have, which actually give you guys the six kind of reference, is quite interesting kind of subject matters there. So I also quite surprised sometimes if I suddenly, right, spontaneously when I draw like what I actually show you guys just now there, right? I'm not actually planning entirely what I'm going to do for my tutorials there, but I know basically how actually I'm going to focus on my lessons with you guys today. But when I actually produce something like this using a different kind of strokes, I'm also quite surprising. Basically, I came up with this kind of ideas to show you guys here. Because everything that I do, basically, when I plan those kind of works, okay, I try to make some spontaneous kind of moves there, okay, that will show a bit more benefit on your kind of learning experience while you actually develop your kind of skills from here with me there. Right? So I'm using the brush tools over here. For example, there, okay, how actually I draw this kind of what we call that this basically sort there, right? So take a look here, guys. Okay, so I'm using basically this kind of line there. See how actually I develop the quality of line, there, right? Okay, even though I cannot see clearly there, right? Okay, the whole details there yet. Can you see how actually I develop the quality of line there, guys? The quality of line of this blade there. Can you see how actually I developed the stroke itself there, guys? move my hand slowly there, right? See? Learn from here there, guys. I didn't draw faster, right? So slowly move my hands there to draw them. If I don't want to draw this one, I want to reimagine that, right? Okay? Maybe I'm going to draw the shapes like this, right? Okay? Can you see that? The blade that I draw here. I'm using different kind of way to imagine the shapes of the blade there, okay? This one there, okay? Maybe I'm going to add a little bit kind of different kind of detailings over here. See? Imagine, right? Different kind of detailings there. What if I don't want to draw this? This kind of what we call that, this rope or whatever, okay? I don't have to. You see that? Same goes to this one there, right? Press a little bit. Okay? There. And I draw different kind of patterns or textures for these shapes here. See? Press a little bit, press a little bit, and then move slowly there. Right? Try to get a very straight, sharp kind of line there. If you can, okay? Maybe change a little bit those positions when you want to draw them. Slowly draw them. Get the right kind of quality of line there, right? There. Okay. So this part basically, Rocky, I try to reimagine them, the shapes. All right. Okay. You guys, okay, the quality of line that I produced from these drawings there. A bit different than that I actually draw just now with those kind of women there, right? So this part basically I don't want to imagine too much there. Draw the what we call that the crumple of these pants there, right? See the way I control my strokes over here. All right. So control the strokes there, guys, okay, all the time that works on that. That's basically the thing that we have to be concerned with more further on this kind of what we call the drawings that we produce there right now. There, right? I just say I want to, I don't know whether I went into detail of this one there, right? At the moment here. I try to draw basically the boots, but I not try to draw the whole thing, but I try to improvise a little bit there. There, right. Yeah. Okay, now, okay, maybe some of the parts there, okay. I try to improvise a little bit to make it a little bit more like more subtle kind of what we call that shapes here, but not to focus too much there, right? But the thing that I always try to avoid normally when I actually design there, okay, try to add too much details there, okay. So I try to cover back again, okay, with the strokes here. See, different kind of strokes, styles that I produce there, okay, to engage with those details there. It's make believing there, okay, but not actually right. Try to gather the whole things. Okay. Same goes to this part basically, okay. Let's just say I don't want to draw those kind of details. There. What I can do right here. So I'm going to draw basically the shapes of these boots there first. So if you saw some of the major details, sometimes you feel a bit kind of afraid to work on that. You don't know how to move there, okay? What I can suggest here, what I do basically right here, there, right? I try to improvise there, guys, okay? Imaginative doesn't mean that you have to draw the new things, but you try also to simplify some of the things that you find quite not very important for you to study, right? Okay? At the moment, that as long as the proportion is right. You see that, right? Okay? I cover with the strokes there itself. But the stroke that I produce not messing much on my kind of line there, as you right, with my presentation on the drawing. So it doesn't look messy there, right? Yeah. See? It doesn't look messy there, right? And I can actually change a little bit here, okay? It's a little bit more weird from there, okay? But it's okay at the moment. You see there, guys? How it works from here? I try to refine those kind of line at the same time that it looks like that. Okay, different with this one there, basically just now, that I actually have produced. I can actually improve this already, okay? I can change those drawings there back again right here. So I can continue with this kind of strokes there back again. Of course, this one a bit kind of complicated there, but I just want to test, okay, also back again our kind of motivations on drawings, that kind of what we call that, this kind of reference that we have. So of course the hair should be a little bit more softer, okay, when you draw them. You draw the hair slowly, right, okay, and make the flows right when you draw them at the same times. I think the hair going to move over into this part there, okay. That's basically some of the crucial kind of things there, right? So the more that we actually produce it, we can see basically some of the major kind of line that produce and the flows from those hair there, okay. A bit kind of complicated sometimes there, okay, to figure out some of the things over here. Basically, this is basically the part of those women kind of what we call that chest or breast over there, okay. So this is basically those kind of what we call that. It's basically her the kind of show what we call that her dress over here, right? Okay. So see how actually I draw those lines over here. Right? Slowly move my line there, okay? Softly to draw them. Move slowly there, okay, to draw those parts there, okay? Oh, basically right here there, right? This is the shapes of those. So how actually you're going to work on that? Okay, you can see basically those parts, basically, okay? This body part that actually form from these structures over here. So slowly work on that. So study them, right? Okay, this is basically the reference that you have. You guys can study back again there, get your works. So that's why when you draw them, don't just simply draw them without acknowledge some of the details there. So right now, okay, that's what Alvin actually tried to do. Okay, I try to draw those contour line drawings over here, combined with those kind of drawing strokes there, guys. Now, Alvin, you guys can see that, right? I'm using the contour line drawings, moving around the shape itself from here. There. Mixed up those kind of strokes there, right? There, guys. Basically, okay, this the rib cage. Okay, some drawings of the shadings over here. I will not draw basically this what we call that, this leftover kind of what we call that parts there, right? Okay, slowly develop those kind of understanding when you draw that. You have to be what we call that relaxed when you draw them, so okay, to see some of the things that you can actually study them back there. Okay, don't make it too rushed there, okay, because there's a lot of major kind of detailings there that you have to figure it out when you draw them there. From here, the same thing. Slowly draw them there back. The strokes. So I try to what we call that combine or try to study, right, different kind of strokes there, okay, from these presentations over here. This one, okay, if I want to draw, he's wearing some sort of jewelry, okay, right here, you can do it as well there, right? Yeah. See, small imaginations that can make a lot of difference in your presentations. Okay. All right. Even though I want to draw a bit kind of because she's actually has long kind of fingernails. Also can there, okay? Small imaginations there. It doesn't have to be, the whole thing has to be bizarre there, okay, when you draw them, right? All right. Start to withdraw back again because this kind of subject matters that we have here right now, I think one of the most challenging part, okay, is her hair there, right? So I focus a bit more on drawing the hair there, right? So I can actually draw basically the highlights of it. From these illustrations over here, but not too much here. You guys can see basically those results from there. So there's more thing we have to do from here, but if you take a look closely, you guys can see basically those kind of different results based on different strokes, but I'm using the same treatment, okay, when it comes to develop that kind of detailings there. Okay, because all this kind of exercise that we did last week is not actually purposely just to draw the shapes and then you close the books there, guys. Okay, it's all about to understand the whole structures there first. What kind of benefit you can gain from there? If you don't gain benefit from there, that means you not have done enough studies to develop that kind of what we call that exercise there. You're not actually you just develop them according to what I say, but you don't actually try to improvise and learn and develop something more from there. You just follow exactly without having enough kind of understanding to study them back again. Why actually we're going to work on that? You have to seek for informations more, but you have to focus and concentrate why actually I asked you guys to do those kind of things there. This is basically the matters of what we're going to do there, okay, the result from there, okay? Because based on the basic structure that we did, not only to draw these characters there, right? Of course, to design back again from the reference, it doesn't mean that you have to draw this kind of thing, you're going to get perfect drawings there. Focus on this one there first. To understand about the perfections, before you're going to draw all these kind of imaginative kind of characters here. Okay? Combine them in white, okay? Don't just draw the line there, okay? You can add some shadows and shadings there. If you don't learn the shadows and shadings, okay, there's no point also you're going to develop the skill from here. Don't be afraid there, okay? To experiments, to mix up all these methods together, because I mixed up all these methods together there, right? And of course, okay, when you actually try to imagine while you draw on top of the layers there, they're going to take a little bit more on your time there, okay, to rethink, to develop, to construct all these kind of elements together inside your brain there. So you choose yourself, okay. If you make your drawings a bit more slower there, because you have to imagine too much, okay, try to balance them out back again. I try to balance my kind of drawings right here, okay, into multiple kind of stage there. So I didn't actually focus everything on imaginations all the times, but I'm focusing more on developing my skills back again. Okay? I'm developing my skill also back again, right? I didn't actually focus only on imaginations kind of drawings there. Because I focus on imaginations, of course, you won't be able to catch up basically what I'm going to show there, okay? Because when I actually show you guys how to draw in the right way, also you have a lot of hard time to catching up there, right? So what's the point? Basically, I do the whole thing in imaginations kind of drawings here. What's the point there? Because to draw something like this, also you had that kind of difficulties there, right? So it's better for us to check back again our realities right now, whether you actually ready enough to develop that kind of imagination drawings or not, okay? To draw this kind of shapes over here, okay? Also, you need a lot of time there, okay, to excel there, right? So basically, we have to, if I want to imagine a little bit on the shapes of it, it's one. Using this kind of methods there. I don't actually make a lot of changes here. I made small changes to develop basically the samples of this drawing there. See, I reimagine a little bit on the structures of those nail there. See, practice your kind of drawing step first, okay? Using this kind of reference and try to capture some etching methods over here to work with it at the same time there. Whatever that you're going to do is not imaginations there, 100% there, okay? But using a reference that to work with it. They basically look hard because you focus on the perfections when you draw. You want to see the perfection. I didn't focus on it. I'm focusing on the skills that I have produced there right now. And the perfections, the drawings are going to be came naturally there, okay? According to what I studied here. Don't focus too much, okay, on the logo itself, okay. I mean, how, okay, Adidas, whatever shit, okay. It's not important there. It's not important for your studies there, okay. And of course, okay, when you draw this kind of Nike, Adidas kind of logo, okay, they don't actually sponsor you for your studies. So why bother to design all this kind of stuff there, right? Huh? All right. So make sure you focus on the major kind of understanding there, okay, on developing your skills, not basically all this kind of logo kind of stuff there, okay. It's not important there. Okay, remember that. Because unless Adidas and Nike actually sponsor your studies, you can actually promote them more. Otherwise, you don't have to. Okay? So focus on your important kind of things that you want to draw right now, okay? The proportions there, the detailing there, right, okay? The right kind of methods there to draw those kind of, those crumple on those feet there, right, okay? So all this kind of thing really important rather than those kind of logo kind of stuff there, okay? Don't draw those logos there. All right, guys? So be realities, okay? Check on the things that you want to draw right now there, right? Okay? I will also use the same, okay? Like normal teenager, okay? I want to draw this kind of things that have a logo, brand, or whatever that we have there, okay? Okay? When we actually have be more mature there, right, okay? I don't want to do this kind of logo kind of stuff unless they're going to be sponsored. Unless I want to draw my own logo. Okay, I can design my own logo there, okay? It's more better, okay, to promote myself rather than promote other people there. So remember that, guys, okay? If you put all this kind of Nike kind of stuff on your works, remember one thing. They basically sponsor for your drawings there. If they don't sponsor them, don't bother them there. Because they get the free promotions, but you don't get anything. But for me, okay, if you promote me, okay, because I teach you guys there, I put my efforts to show you guys how it works there, guys. So, yeah, we make good back again, okay, according to people actually make good on us there, right, okay? So remember that, guys, okay, Ming Hao? Delete those Adidas, Nike kind of logos, not important there. Focus more on your design itself there. Okay, any question there, guys? So Emma, do you understand, okay? What are your main objectives right now to develop your studies here?
Yes.
Okay, focus more on your drawing skills there, okay? More there, right?
Okay.
Right here, okay? Be worried to how actually develop your strokes first before you're going to imagine your kind of drawings there, right? Huh?
Okay.
All right, so the rest of you guys, do you have any questions?
So
Yes?
can I show you one more time?
Yeah, can. Okay. A bit more improved there, okay, but need to improve more on the strokes there again, right? Especially the nose there, okay, the nose look a bit weird, okay, the proportion doesn't look right. Look carefully to the reference and then draw back again, right, okay, the nose there. The eyes look okay, right, okay. Look closely, okay, how to draw the nose there, right, from there. Okay, look at the pictures carefully, right, closely, and redraw back again, right, okay. If you cannot develop the kind of strokes, try to develop the very clean kind of strokes there first, okay, Alvin.
Okay.
Okay, if you cannot draw this kind of etching stroke first, draw the clean kind of line stroke there first. Improve your drawing skills here.
This part is it, sir?
Yeah, delete them back again. Okay, erase them. Make a clean kind of line there. Okay, try to make a clean kind of line there first. All right, the clean kind of line like this one there. Right?
So, sir, I also want to show.
And there, right. Okay, wait up there, right? Let me share basically back again my drawings. All right, can you see the women kind of line works over here? Okay, try to develop the clean kind of line like this, Alvin, and the rest of you guys there. If you doesn't know how to develop the kind of etching kind of strokes yet, all right, okay? But if you want to practice them, go ahead there, right? Where is it there, Amber?
I want to show.
Yeah. The face look a bit more better there, okay? But the hairline will not there, right, Amber? Have to improve more, a bit more on the hairline there, okay? And also the fingers, the shapes there, right? The shapes of the fingers there, okay? The strokes of the fingers there.
Okay.
Check, look closely back again, the pictures when you draw.
So
The
I
face
want
look,
to
yeah,
ask you want the line like clean.
yeah.
What is clean?
You don't have to use a soap there to clean up the line there, right? You don't have to basically to use any kind of detergent that works, right? What you need to actually to draw the strokes there. Can you see how actually I draw the stroke just now, okay? You saw that basically, right?
Yes.
Use that kind of strokes there to work.
Okay.
Okay, simple as that, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Looks simple, but it's not easy basically for you to move, but you have to practice them back, right? And guys, look carefully to your reference lah when you draw them. Don't just simply draw or twist them, okay? Look carefully to the shapes there, okay? To the strokes, to the shapes that actually can develop the stroke from there. The proportion itself on the finger when you draw there, okay? Try to look back again carefully when you draw them. Don't look a bit more like a cha-cha, okay, when you draw them, okay? Use your eyes carefully when you watch those references that to draw. Because the reference that I actually gave you guys, basically, okay, can you see the amber, okay, how they draw them, okay? Look carefully to the shapes of it, right? When you want to draw them. Simple as that, okay? Okay, the person that you draw is not chachat, you know. So they make it them look like a OKU kind of person there, right? Okay, Amber, when you draw them, okay, the eyes, the hairline, the strokes. I did actually give you guys some example how to draw the strokes over here. Okay, in the lecturing class, that I did there. Okay, so look at carefully how actually I draw the hairline there. Okay, to works on that. When you draw the hairlines, look hard there, Amber. Okay. Control a bit more on the strokes at the same time, the flows, and follow the shadow. The shadow is a bit more darker, right? And then you draw the line works a bit more hard, more kind of, we call that details lah. For example, like, okay, all right, this one there, okay, this one a little bit more. Can you see the draw when I draw the shadows there, okay, based from the strokes of the hair. You see the Amber? This one a bit more like light a little bit. Okay, can you see that, Amber?
Yes.
Right. The shadows that I draw basically right now, based on the strokes of those hair. Then I control a bit more on the line itself, okay, to develop the right kind of pressures that works in. See, this is the hair there, okay? How we draw this hair there, okay, Amber. Control the pressures at the same time when you draw them. I'm using ink brushes there, Amber, that works. You can use pencil also if you want to, but I'm using ink brushes there right now. I didn't draw only the outline there, but I'm start with the shadows line. Shadow kind of strokes there. Eyebrows, see how actually I draw them. The eyes itself. Don't make the person look a bit more like a Chinese person, because this is not a Chinese person, okay? Unless you want to draw yourself as a part of those imaginations drawings there. You use yourself as a models to become this person there. It can be the nose when you draw that, okay? See the nose kind of shape there, right? See how actually they draw them back again there. We can see the teeth over here back, okay? And the shape itself. If I want to draw them, these are going to be those jawline there, right? See? Soft kind of line there, okay? Soft kind of line there, Amber, there, see? You see how soft is the stroke that I produce right here between you and my drawings over here. So practice your strokes over there. So that means, okay, you're not ready enough to draw those cute characters yet. Try to improve more on your drawing strokes first, okay, for this project there, right? Huh? Using the reference that works. Okay, this part basically, control a bit more. Look carefully lah with your reference there, okay? I didn't ask you guys to draw outside the screen there, okay? Inside the screen right now, look carefully to those reference when you draw them first. The problem is we have right now a lot of people, they don't look carefully there. They just simply look all the overall kind of shapes and then they assume how the shape's going to be look like. Look back again to the reference over here to see the difference there. How the nose are going to be look like that, see? Then we draw lah. I just ask you guys to look there, okay? Simple as that. If you don't know where to look, maybe you're okay, you have to give your eyes to other pupils there, okay, to work on that. Or you have to wear glasses there back again. All right? Look carefully, be patient before you're going to draw. And then move your hands according to those reference there, only there, guys, okay? Guys, Koki, what do you do? You do those kind of exercise on screen, is it? You to open
No,
up.
music.
Music, how actually you do, right? Oh, play music, all right. Right. But I'm wondering how actually you do in the Koki. Swimming, do you take swimming there, okay? How you swim there, right? No, right, no Koki swimming there, right?
So boring.
Guys, basically, right, we have a very huge kind of swimming pool there, okay? If you guys can go back into those, what we call it, to campus, okay? Really nice, okay, kind of swim pool there, okay? A huge swimming pool there, okay? You guys can go there, okay? Right. So be patient there, guys, okay? So thank you very much, guys, for having me today. Keep on practicing there, guys, okay? And then, okay, don't forget to improve your skills, okay, for this project at first. Okay, before you're going to develop a bit more further on your understanding there. All right, okay, be patient, improve your skill at this time there, okay? Really important there, right? Okay, to work on it and follow exactly first how actually I did it, right? Those kind of development kind of process of drawing the skills. And then later on, you want to draw anything else you want there, okay? You can if you have improved your skill first. All right, so work on that. Take care, you guys. I'll see you guys, okay, on our next sessions next week. All right, good luck and take care and have a good day there. Okay, bye-bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Bye.
Thank you so much.
All right, take care there, guys, okay?
Okay, thank you, sir.
Welcome there, right?